Welcome to the Tri-Town Masonic Lodge, located in East Bridgewater, the Hanson, Whitman lines.
Correct. Right in where the three towns come together.
There are not just the three towns coming together here, but three different organizations that meet in this building.
That's correct. It started out with Wampatuck, Setauket, and Puritan. Each of them sold off their buildings because at the time the heating bills were crazy and the cost to heat one building was outrageous, so they sold off their buildings, built this building all on one floor. They were able to put a modern heating system and air conditioning, which none of the others had. And since that time, we've lost Setauket, who has joined up with Fellowship Lodge out of Bridgewater. So right now it's Wampatuck, Puritan, and Eastern Star Chapter 89 that meet here now.
So when was this feat building this building accomplished?
Back in 1980. I believe it took them a couple of years, and it was, I'm pretty sure, 1982 when they first opened and had a meeting.
Now, you are also celebrating a very special anniversary for Puritan Lodge this year.
Yes, we are. We're celebrating the 150th anniversary of Puritan Lodge. It was established in 1870, which would have made us celebrating 2 years ago, but that was during COVID, so we ended up having to push it off till now.
And as a matter of fact, that actually makes your lodge older than Whitman, because Whitman didn't actually become Whitman till the mid-1870s.
Correct. When we broke up, Puritan Lodge was formed out of John Cutler Lodge from Abington, and at the time that was South Abington that the lodge was formed in.
Yeah. And they had this whole nice big election trying to figure out what to name the new town. I mean, there were even some that wanted to call it Little Comfort because the southern section of Whitman was known as that little neighborhood down there.
Yeah, so that was before my time. I'm not. I'll have to go along with what you say there.
Well, everybody knows the Little Comfort convenience store that sits over there on Washington Street near the East Bridgewater line.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah. So now, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to take a little tour of the building so that people can find out what actually goes on in here. So I think what we'll do now is we'll move off to the meeting room, which is where the lodge meetings actually take place, right?
That's correct. We can go in there and we can point out the different positions in the room.
Okay. We're going to move in there. We'll be right back. Now, this is the meeting room. This is where all the business of the lodge happens. And it's quite a setup here. And as the camera pans around, people will be able to see that there are seats on all four walls. It almost looks like the English Parliament building.
Yes, it has that appearance to it.
Now, you've got some special chairs placed in special places around the room. What are those for?
The offices, the offices move up, they move up through the chairs. It's a progressive line. And the top three offices are the ones that really run the lodge. And they have seats in the three larger chairs in the room. In the east, the worshipful master sits. In the west, the senior warden sits. And in the south, the junior warden sits. And the lower offices take seats around beside them.
Okay, and you are a worshipful master in this lodge?
I am. This is my fourth time being worshipful master at Puritan Lodge.
Okay. Now, how often, is there any limit to, how often you can take one of these jobs, or how many times you can do it, in succession before you need to step down and pass it on to somebody else?
Puritan Lodge has a one-year line. Typically, the officers stay in line 1 year, and then they move on. There's been times when we've had masters who have died in office or officers who have passed away, and when that happens, then somebody has to step in and fill those positions. But typically, it's a one-year line that progresses around, so you would have a one-year stay-in as the master of the lodge.
Okay, now also in the middle of the room, we have something there. What is that?
It's an altar.
And what happens when on the altar?
We open the Bible on the altar, and that's open during our meetings.
Okay. Is there any reading done from it during the meetings at all?
Not read from the Bible, no.
Okay. Now, the officers take the 3 seats that people can't quite see behind us yet, but they've seen them because we panned around. And the rest of the membership just fills in on the rest of the benches in here.
On the sidelines, yes.
Now, what kind of things do you do here as far as what your purpose is for being?
We hold our business meetings in these quarters, and we also perform our degree work in these quarters.
Okay. And all of that has the rituals date back into Scotland, I understand, if it's a Scottish rite.
The rituals date back a lot further than that. They're ancient rituals. It's the oldest fraternity there is in the world.
So do anybody have any idea how old the Masonic Masons are?
It goes back to the time of the building of King Solomon's Temple.
Okay, yeah, because that was quite a feat, because they didn't allow any tool work to happen on the site of the building of that temple, so it was all had to be done and kept quiet.
Correct. There was no sound of any hammer, axe, or any metal tool heard building the temple.
Okay, well, that, I guess, takes us through what's going on in this room. Why don't we go across the hall now, because the banquet is about to start. And at the end of the banquet, we'll come back and we'll talk about, because you have something set up in there that's kind of related to a thing called a time capsule, and we can take a look at that.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you, and we'll be back after everybody's eaten.
Way heed to our chapel.
First of all, thank you for all coming to our 150th anniversary celebration. We appreciate everyone being here. And as we gather around the social board this evening, let us give thanks for the food, drink, and good companionship we are about to enjoy and have enjoyed. May the blessing of heaven rest upon us and all regular Masons. May brotherly love prevail, and every social, moral virtue cement us. Amen.
So it be.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome to come up and start.
He hasn't had a cat since I was gone, so.
All right, everybody. I would like to, for all of us, to give John Lapry a standing ovation for a beautiful dinner that he created for us tonight.
He loves the limelight. Thank you.
doesn't like to be called out, but we definitely appreciate everything he does for us, and he always puts on a fabulous meal. I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight and helping us celebrate our 150th anniversary of Puritan Lodge. And can we give a special thanks to our District Deputy Grand Master and his marshal. For joining us here for our celebration. I'd like to thank all the guests, the family members, friends, new candidates that are coming before us, and all of our members for coming out. We have a time capsule that we've got opened up at the back here. I'd like everybody to take a look at that, and then we're going to be adding to that, and then we'll be sealing that back up again. And we also have a cake up here. I'd like to get that cut. We have some members that really need to move when the daylight is here, so we're going to move to cutting the cake and sending that out. And then we have, I don't know how many gifts there are there. We have a handful of gifts here that we're going to be drawing the numbers from your ticket. And then our grand finale is the tickets for our watch. And for that, I'll call up Paul Taylor and John McCogan to do that. But first off, we'll cut the cake and go on from there. All right, thank you.
Like I said, I didn't totally recall last time I did, I had surgery. Just on the way to the fine, my dad was 3 weeks. So I ended up
We're about to do the drawing for the watch. After we do the drawing for the watch, we'll do the door prizes. But to start with, John and Paul have put together this amazing watch that we're raffling off. And I'm going to turn it over to John.
Good afternoon, everyone. Brothers, ladies and gentlemen, kids of all ages. At this time, we're going to pull the winning ticket for the watch. And we would like to ask the district deputy to come up and do that honor for us.
You notice he does it to the district deputy. Oh, way up there?
Yeah. And the watch is going to Dennis Callan. Along with the watch is the glass dome case for display. And this is one of a kind. There is no other watch like this in existence.
awesome. Very nice.
Is there anything you'd like to say, Paul? Thank you. Okay.
Oh, is that what everybody goes? He's not here, he didn't win it?
Pretty good.
You want me to take that, John?
No.
Well, while you have that, why don't you announce and I'll draw.
He lost track of time.
Worshipful Master, if I may.
Yes.
So, brethren, since both of your lovely wives is sitting at our table, we just had a small poll. And we asked,
God.
if a female had actually won this watch tonight, would she wear it?
Yes.
She could if she wanted to.
Or would she? Good answer. There you go. Thanks, John.
Good answer.
She knows you very well.
I was gonna say, that's why we didn't so long.
47 years.
It was the last seven that did it.
Response to your question, if I may, we were at the gathering down at Provincetown several years ago. I was rowing on the pier and ran into two young ladies who were Masons in France.
Oh,
So as far as women wearing Masonic stuff, not only do we get to share it with them, but over there, they can do it on their own.
Excellent, thank you.
All right. What's that? Yeah.
You gotta do your best Vanna White.
That's a sad
Go ahead,
commentary
yeah.
right there. That's,
What is it?
What is that?
it feels like it.
Cannonballs. Well, you know what we could do?
Sean, it's the magnet. It's built in. There you go. It's your magnet. Your ticket's going right to the top.
Two-sided tape. All right.
Ticket number. Ticket number.
Ticket number 360064, Mr. Ara Manugian.
He's gonna need those.
Yeah.
This one here?
All right. Ticket number 360036. Darren.
Yeah, it's me.
You can't have that. That'll get you out of steam tickets.
Let's do,
The biggest emblem.
Yeah, let's do one of those. Sean, grab one, will you?
Grab the right one. Sticky fingers.
Ticket number for the money clip without the money. You got, nah. You guys put your own Washingtons in there. Ticket number 360072, Jerry. Yeah. Let's move them around. I'll walk with you.
Yeah, it's time to switch it up.
What are we calling for?
We'll stay with them?
yep, we'll finish these up.
All right, this is for another money clip.
With the money.
And this money clip is going to 360049 Gordon C. Andrews.
Okay, let's switch it up.
That was rigged. Rigged.
Good job, Caitlin.
Out of the sleeve.
John. Pen.
Thanks, Joe.
Pen, John.
All right. This is a Masonic pen. Going to ticket number 360044, Jean Porter. Where's that? Second on the end. Let's grab Fred. What are we doing this time?
Pen.
Okay.
got 15.
All right, this is for another pen. The ticket number 36055, Phyllis Andrews.
I'll take it right over here.
20% going back to the interest.
Pick a number.
So we're gonna do, money clip?
Money clip.
Gordon R. Andrews.
No, how about Bob McDougal?
Can't read the number, because sometimes it'd be Bob McDougal, but it might go to his wife.
Okay. And that ticket number, it's too late now. Yeah.
Just saying,
Yeah.
sometimes I could name a brother.
Okay.
We'll do, pen.
Okay.
Last pen, John. Steve. And then we'll, do this one and that.
This one and that one. All right, this is for another Masonic pen, and the ticket number is 360058, Dana Murray. Get Dan.
I got away with it till the very last minute, James, brother.
Sit at that table, they win.
So, John, this thing here?
Okay.
Good luck.
Yeah, come on. Big money, big money.
Beanbag toss.
What do we got, John? Oh, a beanbag.
This ain't gonna go over good. All right, this is for the beanbag toss, and it is going to ticket number 360048, Caitlin Andrews.
We need more room at this table.
Greg!
So, you wanna tell them this is the last one?
All right, this is,
You see it all, John?
Right.
what do we got? Coffee, wine, and,
Oh, don't worry, it'll go over there. Spreading over there next.
Tell them this is the last one.
Oh, yeah.
I think this is it, Gordon, right?
No, this ticket's going right
This
back.
is it, right? This one out back.
all right, this basket has coffee and a bottle of wine in it, and it is going to ticket number 360057, Dana Murray. Back over there.
It's not an Andrew. Next
That's
one's
it.
gonna be Andrew.
That's ours.
That's ours.
Switch it up.
That's funny.
I know.
So that concludes the door prizes. If you want to hang on to those tickets, we'll see if we can make another drawing if you want.
Andrew's gonna
But we
go
know
up
who the
anyway.
winners are.
Okay. Put Andrews on the rest of these tickets.
So the next thing is I'd like everybody to kind of take a look at the time capsule if you get a chance. And we're looking for suggestions to put items in the time capsule, and then we're going to seal it up probably in the next 2 weeks or so. All right?
Where's it going?
Back in the
Behind the cornerstone?
back in the corner.
Back in the secret location.
All right, thank you. Oh,
Well, here we are back in the lobby again with Gordon and Jean Porter, who happens to be the worthy matron of the Eastern Star chapter that meets here. And Gordon, you're the worthy patron too, I take it.
yes, I am.
So you're a busy guy.
Yes.
Okay. And Jean, you were telling me earlier you've been worthy matron for quite some time here.
Well, this is my 4th time being worthy matron, and I've also been a deputy matron and deputy marshal for the state of Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. A friend of mine was a deputy marshal for the Masons in Massachusetts, Adam Mitchell. I've known him for such a long time. Now, you also told me another interesting fact about your first time being installed as worthy matron here.
Well, we opened the lodge hall, and Jane McDougall was worthy matron, and Bob was worthy patron when we moved in here, but I was the first worthy matron to be installed in this building in 1982.
How long had the chapter been around at that point?
We celebrated our 100th anniversary in 2004.
Okay, so this was a little more than 50 years.
Yes, I never thought I'd get my 50-year pin, but they presented it about 3 years ago.
And when we first came in, I was talking about the Puritan Lodge, and that's 150 years. And how long have you been involved with the Eastern Star here?
With the Eastern Star, I want to say probably 20 years. It might be.
Oh, I think it's more than that.
More.
Yeah.
Maybe
Time flies when you're having
24
fun.
years, maybe.
Yeah, and time flies even faster when you get older, you know. I mean, I've experienced a lot of that myself.
You know that the Eastern Star is the largest organization in the world for both men and women.
Yes, the first time I did the barbecue, I was told that 2 or 3 times by several people over there. So, and I never knew that, because my mother had a Bible that she got from the Eastern Star, and all that she knew was that it was an organization for women like the Masons.
Yeah, no, it's for both men and women. And also, I'd like to let everybody know that they give an immense amount of money every year in scholarships for anybody that is furthering their education, whether they're just coming out of school, they even do adults, and they have some very good scholarship programs.
Yeah. And they also do other charitable works, too.
Oh, yes, we give to cancer, we give to a lot of things, and the latest project has been service dogs. We've been very big in service dogs, but we do give to a lot of charities, and we give to local charities also.
Yeah, the Eastern Star barbecue I did a few years ago, that was just starting up then, was the service dogs, and they had somebody there that actually had a dog with them.
Yeah, they do very good. The write-up this year, they were saying how many service dogs they had supported and got into service for people. So it's a very good cause.
Okay, thank you very much, Jean. Well, Gordon, that was quite a dinner, not to mention the other things that were going on with the raffles and the photographs and everything else. You people do know how to have some fun around here.
We try.
Now, there is something in the room that we haven't seen yet. It's your time capsule. And in there are all kinds of little artifacts that show the progression of how things have been happening here over the years. Now, can you show me a few things that are in there from all those years, the last 150 or whenever they actually started the time capsule, to just kind of show people how things went?
I think the time capsule started with the 100th anniversary, and we do have a program that was in there from that program. And it has a list of the members, officers, some of the events that happened that year. So it's very interesting to see that. Among the other stuff that's in there, there is so much stuff that they put in there that it's amazing. And you could spend hours just looking through it. But there was that from the 100th anniversary.
Okay, and next?
And then we jumped up from the 100th anniversary. They did a 125th anniversary in 1995, and we do have a plaque that they produced for that, and that was held at the Halifax Country Club.
And somebody who really wanted to do it could get a whole bunch of these and tile their entire bathroom.
Yeah, that's right. We don't see too many of these around anymore.
Okay, what do we have next?
And then from the, actually, the 125th, they also had put in a notice from our, a monthly notice for the meeting that month. They did the same thing for the 100th, and they also did the same thing for the 75th, which I believe that wasn't in the time capsule, but that's some of the stuff that they had accumulated. They did have a celebration for the 75th, and then that was added to the time capsule at the 100th.
Okay, is there anything else you have down there you'd like to just kind of show off?
There's just so much stuff there. They put in coins from every year that they had the celebration. There's an enormous amount of materials. We could spread that out. Maybe you could get a picture of that.
And it did take us forever to read it, I bet, huh?
Yes, and the problem is, as soon as you start looking at it, you open that up, you read that, and you just spend all the time right there.
Yeah. Now, you're going to be putting some more stuff into the time capsule and burying it again, right?
Yes.
Okay, what kind of things would you like to put in this time?
Well, one of the items that we thought we would do would be a test kit from the COVID, as that happened right during our 150th anniversary. And then we'll probably put in a mask, and then we'll put in some of the same things that they had put in before, a copy of one of our notices, and a program for our 150th anniversary.
Yeah, the COVID test is definitely a sign of the times.
Yes. Some people have suggested that we use some digital media and put that in, but of course we're not sure if they'll be using that same digital media in the future.
Not to mention the fact where it's an electronic pulse, you don't even know if it'll still be on the media that you put it in there on.
That's right. All of this stuff is interesting, though. I mean, just opening it up and just seeing all that time, it's incredible. And a lot of the stuff that's in there is handwritten. Some of it's kind of hard to read. They had very fancy writing, but it's just so interesting. 150 years, and we are very fortunate. We have a member of ours, Aaron Manugian, who has been a member for 72 years in the lodge, just about half the life of the lodge, and he's still with us today. So he's not with us today because he's in the hospital, but it would really be interesting to, sit down and go through that time capsule with him.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was fantastic. I mean, I have such an interest in history myself, and it's just wonderful to see that people are doing something to preserve the history, because so little of it does get preserved.
Yes, but we have to take our hats off to the brethren that were here before us for everything they've done and everything they've given us, and the great start that they gave us, and our job is just to continue it in the future.
Well, I want to thank you, Gordon, for giving us this tour around the building. We've learned a lot about the Masons tonight, and they have fun here.
Yes.
It's not just about the rituals and things like that. It's also a very social atmosphere here.
Yes, and that's what we want to convey to everyone. And we will have a public open house here on October 15th, and definitely the public is welcome to join us and take a tour of the building.
Well, congratulations on your 150th anniversary, and hopefully there'll be somebody from Whitman Hanson, there's some kind of media to celebrate in another 150 years. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Well, that was a very nice celebration that the Puritan Lodge had, celebrating its 150th anniversary. 150 years, wow. Now, I did forget to ask Gordon one thing, and that's about the Lodge's charitable works. If you've driven by here, you know that they hold periodic blood drives for the Red Cross. They're involved in the Shriners Hospitals, the Shriners being a fellow organization in the Masonic family of fraternal orders. They give money to Dollars for Scholars. They're in touch with local agencies so they can help families in need with food, clothing, shelter, whatever they may need. If you'd like more information about Puritan Lodge or about the Masons, drop an email to puritanlodge@yahoo.com. Thank you for watching, and we'll be seeing you another time.